You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay. Well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely. And he had help. That's for
sure.
He
sure did.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Told them this Trump administration isn't effing around. And it's all gonna come out. We're gonna have some big things released tomorrow. And these next couple of weeks, these next couple of months, next couple of years, be ready. Buckle in. God bless them beautiful patriots around the world. My brothers and sisters, I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. We just keep winning. And oh boy, Trump's AG Pam Bondi just dropped a bombshell live on air. Says that Jeffrey Epstein list will be released tomorrow. I think it's part of it, half of it, 75% of it. They say the full thing. I don't know, but it's getting real. And it's pretty sick, she says.
Their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay. Well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely. And he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
Oh, man. I hope you guys are ready. I'm pretty sure we're all ready, actually. We've been ready for a long time. And yeah, we have that administration right now that isn't effing around. Full transparency. We're getting exactly what we voted for. A lot is happening. Things have been passed. And of course, the Democrats scared, shaking out their shoes, deranged. They got Musk derangement syndrome, Trump derangement syndrome, stage 8 now, and time and time again, they show how they are against hard-working patriots, the American people. Did you see how many voted against the bill? And it just passed. No tax on tips, on overtime, Social Security. Democrats right now, man. This is why they will never win ever again, and they're getting exposed. And I can't wait for it to all be released. Yeah, people got to be walked out with their hands behind their back. It's been a disgrace, man. And now the ship is turned, and I'm ready for it. Let's check this out.
those people go straight to jail. At 12 o'clock, I have a lunch break. The leftover chicken marsala give me the energy to finish the day. At 1 o'clock,
Oh man, what did they
I like
do?
to call Adam Schiff's cell phone and play a recording of a clock ticking. At 5 o'clock, it is time to go home. I slap Dan Bongino's ass and say good game. When I get home, I eat more chicken marsala and then go to bed with my deck of cards. And that is...
Oh man, he's crazy, man.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. No matter how powerful or rich or technologically sophisticated we get as a species, we're all just human beings at heart. And we know each other. And we know reactions to things like uncomfortable questions, right? There's like a human experience there. When you're asked an embarrassing question, we're on camera a lot. If somebody came up and put a microphone in my face and said, "What do you know about Jeffrey Epstein?" Right? I would say, I hope he's burning in hell. But what do you know about Jeffrey Epstein? I want to find out as much as I possibly can. That's why we ask Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, any chance we get, we ask a member of Congress about Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to hide. I want to know. Show me the crimes. That's how I react. But Bill Clinton had a microphone put in his face. And somebody asked him about Jeffrey Epstein. And it's very different.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein? No.
Bill Clinton says, "I think the evidence is clear," and then he looks back at the guy like he's going to send Hillary straight into his jail cell. Not only that, this is Bill Clinton's chief of staff, the guy with the beard that sneaks in, that senses that Bill Clinton's being asked a question about Jeffrey Epstein. You can see him sneak in here, eyeball the guy, tell security, and then tells Bill Clinton right here, no. He says, no. Listen to this. No. Yeah. Doesn't answer. Don't you dare answer this question. Bill Clinton, very uncomfortable. The most powerful man in the world, right? Arguably, your former president, pretty famous. Why exactly would you be so uncomfortable about that question? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Clinton's named in some of the few documents that we actually know came from the Jeffrey Epstein lawsuits and criminal proceedings. The vast majority of these documents are under seal. The federal government has hoovered and hoarded.
Put your hands behind your back and get your email deleting wife as well. Get your scamming, trafficking, fraud, lying wife as well. Yeah. We know about her history. We know what she did. Yeah. She still can't sleep since 2016. Put her hands behind her back too.
All of the documents with Jeffrey Epstein. Some of them, a scintilla, were released. And what did we find out? We found out that Bill Clinton was on Epstein's Island. That's a lie. He lied about that. He said he never went there. We found out that some of the young women who were trafficked to Bill Clinton. My friend had sexual intercourse with Clinton, Prince Andrew, Richard Branson. Sex tapes were in fact filmed on the island. Allegedly, there are tapes. And that, according to Jeffrey Epstein, in his own words, Bill Clinton liked him young. I'm just telling you what's publicly available right now. Maybe this is why Bill Clinton behaves like this when asked about Jeffrey Epstein. Because, of course, if you had nothing to hide, you'd behave very, very differently. Now, who's hiding what? Again, we've asked 1 million times on our program about this. Members of Congress saying, let's see here. There were big boys and big girls that were involved, and they're all on the tapes. They're very influential, and I say release all of the tapes. Now, these are the tapes that the FBI hoovered up when given the opportunity to raid Jeffrey Epstein's various predator dens, right, in Manhattan, Big Ranch in New Mexico, and Jeffrey Epstein's island. These tapes, of course, are what was used as leverage, collateral, blackmail on the most powerful people on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Pam Bondi is now in control of these tapes. Now, we just recently asked Pam Bondi in an interview if she's going to release them, and she told us she will. She says she's reviewing them right now. In fact, our interview is referenced right here at the top of this article. That is the top article on the internet right now about what's going to happen next with the Jeffrey Epstein releases. Burning a hole in Attorney General Pam Bondi's desk inside of the Justice Department is a file that could contain Jeffrey Epstein's final secrets. As Donald Trump's new Attorney General goes through the host of famous people around the world, including celebrities, politicians, and royals, who may be feeling increasingly nervous. Pennsylvania Avenue. From Bondi's office, the FBI's headquarters, another trove of evidence, which could include video and audio, also remains out of public view. 6 years after the death of the billionaire serial pedophile, it could be laid bare. MAGA Republicans to members of the Democrat squad and the White House, there are renewed drives to lift the veil of secrecy that has long enveloped the Epstein and his powerful friends. And this could embarrass, or perhaps worse, for the litany of high-profile figures like Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates already know who've strayed into this orbit. The FBI records, in particular, could potentially be explosive, as they include surveillance video from Epstein's mansion in New York, his home in Florida, and his Caribbean gateway, dubbed Pedophile Island. There have been suggestions that Epstein recorded virtually everything, possibly with the nefarious goal of collecting compromised material and blackmail on his associates. It's also been speculated that he collected recordings to pass intelligence services, including Mossad in Israel. Full flight logs from Epstein's Boeing 727 jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express, are also yet to be released, although redacted versions have been made public over the years. Likewise, his infamous Little Black Book, which contained the names and phone numbers of the mega rich and mega famous. The Internal Revenue Service, meanwhile, there are records that could help untangle the web of Epstein's financial span, potentially ensnaring contacts unwittingly funded his heinous crimes. Epstein committed suicide in federal prison in 2019 while he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. No, he did not commit suicide, obviously. Matt Gaetz has been on our program saying that he was killed, potentially killed by a foreign government, with permission from our federal government. But, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll have to find out. Here we go. Let's continue to read. They include Clinton, Gates, Donald Trump, Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, Kevin Spacey, Michael Jackson, David Copperfield. President Trump, who said he's not a fan of the financier, favors releasing the files, including the so-called Epstein client list. Again, if you are guilty, you don't want these files out. If you are innocent, like Donald Trump, you will say many, many times that you want the Epstein files out, including but not limited to Donald Trump's first promise ever made to the American people 10 years ago at CPAC.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
He's been right about everything. Y'all see the new hats they just put? They brought into the Oval Office when they did when he was speaking to the press, and it says Trump was right about everything. Those hats are like trending right now. I want to order one. Trump was right about everything. Yeah. What a disgrace, man.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The most damaging evidence still to emerge could be surveillance footage from Epstein's gilded $50 million Upper East Side townhouse spread over 8 floors and 1,900 square feet. It was there that Prince Andrew was accused of groping someone. The tapes are released. Nobody knows what they could show and how uncomfortable the images could be on them. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, said, if there were surveillance cameras, and I think there were, then it will implicate those who have something to hide, and it will exculpate those who don't. I think that he had things on people, and I would like to see it all out there, says Alan Dershowitz. Okay. A Florida lawyer who represented 9 Epstein victims recalls walking through Epstein's home after it was raided by the FBI, seeing surveillance cameras. He also describes how in 2008, when Epstein was convicted of soliciting prostitution from someone under the age 2018 in Florida, Palm Beach County Police Department seized hard drives and recording devices from Epstein's house. Those were taken by the FBI. They were never made public. The FBI have probably got thousands of hours of surveillance videos from the homes. They're just sitting there in a vault. God only knows what's on those tapes. They should release everything. It could be huge. It could show very high-profile individuals with underage girls. We don't actually know until we see it. Epstein was clearly recording people who were high-profile politically, financially, educationally, so he could use it as leverage. People also went to Epstein's homes, were probably on the video, absolutely. We know Prince Andrew was there because there was a photograph of him sticking his head out the door. He's got to be on the surveillance video. Back in 2019, FBI Special Agent Kelly McGuire of the agency's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force told the court that her team opened Epstein's safe with a saw after finding it on Fifth Avenue in a New York mansion. All inside were diamonds and passports. They found CDs and hard drives. In a closet nearby, they found more CDs inside of a large black binders. There was a bin full of hard drives that were marked evidence, a label that had not been put there by her team. The FBI presumably still has those CDs and hard drives. So far, association with Epstein has had an impact on a wide variety of figures. Last month, Bill Gates expressed regret over his relationship with Epstein, saying it was a huge mistake. Epstein found out about his alleged affair between Gates and Russian bridge player in her 20s and used it to threaten him. Gates told the Wall Street Journal, in retrospect, I was foolish to spend any time with him, and he sort of got time with various people by spending time with other people. So yes, I think I was quite stupid. Quite stupid, huh? Let's go ahead and listen to Bill Gates's wife talk about this relationship. Melinda Gates is a very obviously powerful person in her own right, very rich person after divorcing Bill Gates, but assisted in building Bill Gates' empire. Melinda Gates, of course, ended that marriage because of Jeffrey Epstein and what she saw her husband doing. Listen to this.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
was awful.
That. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
So he was evil personified. He was abhorrently evil and disgusting. And then your husband, Bill Gates, kept hanging out with him. Even after your wife would say something like this, what was going on? Obviously, we know what was going on with Bill Gates. And his wife left him because of this. I mean, then she goes, you're going to have to ask Bill about that? Yeah, she knows. She knows. And she should be under deposition soon. Speaking of somebody who should be under deposition for all this, Bill Clinton was a regular flyer on the Lolita Express, going on 26 trips between 2001 and 2003. Also visited Epstein Island. He was photographed on the plane and receiving a massage at the airport from an Epstein associate. In court evidence, one woman described how Epstein told her Clinton likes them young. A spokesman for Clinton said that he's never been accused of any wrongdoing. Oh, really? You never watched our channel, have you? Former president himself said he never went to Epstein Island. Well, okay, the documents say otherwise. Of course, the royal family, Prince Andrew, also accused of wrongdoing. And they just behaved guilty, right? Like these people, they behaved guilty. Prince Andrew had to settle out of court a civil lawsuit for sexually abusing a 17-year-old girl supplied to him by Epstein. This, I mean, the door's blown open here. We know what was going on. Now it's time for all of our federal agencies to come clean about what happened and about all of the evidence and to stop protecting the world's foremost pederasts, right? Yeah. They behave so guiltily, right? Here's a dude asking about Jeffrey Epstein at a Hillary Clinton rally. His name's Alex Rosen. Check this out.
You want somebody who's going to get up every day.
Hey, Hillary, why'd your husband visit Epstein Island 26 times?
Yeah.
So it's not just like that people boo him, right? You would expect that. But it's that
They dragged this fella out, man. I tell you. Every time I see this clip, they dragged this fella out. Ripped him out of his shirt. Yeah, but that's what they do to, them patriots, conspiracy theorists, conspiracy facts now. We've been right about everything. We've been right about a lot of corruption that is taking place, And now it's all being exposed, and I'm happy. How do y'all feel these last couple of weeks and what the Trump administration are doing, what they've already done, accomplished? Let me know how you feel. I am ready, y'all. And tomorrow, in a couple hours, we'll see what's going to be released. I'm going to start crying. I'm going to start crying. Because, man, it's been so long, man. And we're getting exactly what we voted for. Promises made, promises kept. And we're just going down the list. Getting exactly what we voted for, man. They ripped this man out of his shirt, dragged him. I mean, man.
These who are named with Jeffrey Epstein on the Epstein list. From Bill Clinton to Naomi Campbell, here are some of the most famous people who flew on Jeffrey Epstein's jet. So many of them we will now find out. A-list celebrities.
Yeah, Hollywood is shaking out them shoes. All them Democrats is shaking out them shoes. Them big time into they shaking out them shoes. The deep state is shaking. I'm ready, man. Yeah, buddy, let it all come out. Release everything. Yeah, and I think and those big time individuals, Congress member, everybody need audits. Release the other transcripts as well. Release everything. Let's just be full transparent with the people. Yeah. Especially them elected officials. A lot of them dirty. A lot of filthy politicians. Not just these celebrities and other people. Man, I'm telling you, let's just clean out.
Politicians, members of the royal family, it's all coming out. Tucker and Elon Musk, two people who are very familiar with state secrets, right, had this to say.
A lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island, and I think out in New Mexico, were wired for video.
Right. And where's the video? Between Diddy and Epstein, it's good. There's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
So it's sort of like a preemptive moral strike.
Yes.
As I said, I think
I support all the lists being released.
That's what I say. I say release everything, y'all. Please, we waiting for it.
I want to see Epstein's list. I want to see the list of the sexual misconduct slush fund. Members of Congress and senators that taxpayer money was used to pay out their victims. I want to see all the list.
Including the Gates report.
If they're going to release one, release them all. Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all know I've been saying that for I don't know how long and how many videos I've said it. Everything, man.
Bias that one.
Everything.
Here's Donald Trump with Friedman yesterday on the Epstein client list. This is really important. So much so, we open in the segment with it on the second segment of the show. Check this out.
But a lot of big people went to that island. But fortunately, I was not one of them.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many years ago. You know, they do that for danger, too, because, you know, it endangers certain people, et cetera, et cetera. So Kennedy is very different from the Epstein thing. But, yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Now we're here.
Good. Folks, you're going to see a lot of names on that. The Epstein client list, I believe, based on what I've heard from sources and the story I just told you, basically, is going to rock the political world. There's a reason they're hiding it.
Hope y'all ready for tomorrow. Let me know how y'all feel about all this. And how do you feel about the last couple of weeks? I know y'all are pretty happy, satisfied, you know, and now you see a lot of people saying, I regret that I went out and voted for a Democrat, that I actually like what Trump is doing, what Elon Musk is doing. You see people saying that now, going viral with videos, viral all over the internet, breaking the internet, saying, I love what President Trump is doing. I'm actually loving his second term. And I was against him his first term. I didn't, and I went out and voted for Kamala. I voted for Biden. And now people are saying, I regret that. People are leaving the Democratic Party right now. They're lost. They're out of touch. You see what just happened with this bill, and how it had, you know, again, the Democrats are against the people, and it's shown time and time and time again. And why they're not going to win for a long time or ever again, you know. But a lot of big things just took place. Things were passed, you know, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, Social Security. Elon Musk and Doge is still rocking the ship. Having some mixed things with these judges. I think that ought to be walked out in handcuffs. I'm just saying, you know, ought to be walked out in handcuffs. And it's a lot of people, man, that need to be walked out. Tons of these Democrats hollering and screaming still are the guiltiest ones. They need to be walked out with their hands behind their back as well, too, you know. But promises made, promises kept. We're getting exactly what we voted for. Tomorrow's going to be some more big news. We're going to keep you guys updated. But again, let me know how you feel about everything. And we just keep winning, man. God bless you all and your families. One love to the human race. Please keep spreading that love, you guys, in this fast time travel that we live in. And I hope y'all are ready, man. Be ready. Like I say, man, buckle up. Your jaw's going to drop. Eyebrows are going to be raised. People are going to be exposed. People also, and what I advocate for, to be made an example out of, to be arrested, sued, fired. Put your hands behind your back.